Mr. Eggplant presents.
Hey guys, Tyler here, and thanks for checking out this video. And in this video, we will be continuing our Mythic Plus videos here on the channel. And this one is a Freehold plus 11. So I was running this with my guild Draexit of Zangarmarsh, and unfortunately we do not time this one, but it was still a good run, and I ended up getting a really nice upgrade at the end. I finally replaced my shoddy belt, so I finally got the Versatility Mastery belt I was looking for out of here. So like I said, this was with my group, and the group is a Fury Warrior in Necro. We have tips on her Balance Druid. She is currently still amidst switching main. She was a rogue, and now she's moving to the Boomkin. And myself on my Marksman Hunter, of course. We've got Karm as our Holy Paladin Healer. And last but not least is Glitch on his Guardian Druid. So there will be some cuts, especially early in here. In fact, we would have timed this relatively easily had we have not screwed up these first couple of pulls. So we did have Glitch die there, which does stink, but you know, this was a good learning experience for our group. And hopefully I will be timing some of these freeholds, because I think freehold and underrot are the only ones I haven't timed in at least a 10 yet this season. So definitely want to drop aggro there, heal up, that way these guys don't kill us. And by the way, the affixes are, this is, mind you, recorded on the 14th. So this is not this week's, but the week before. So it is Tyrannical, it is Raging, Necrotic, and Beguiling, which of course, Beguiling is the plus 10 or better affix for Season 3. So as for my build, I am running with my Unerring Vision build here as we get ready to get up to this first boss. As you saw there was a bit of a cut there, but I will save you guys about 6 minutes of watching us wipe and do some questionable pulls, but you know what, that's alright. So as for my build, I am running with the Unerring Vision build, meaning I have 2 Unerring Vision, I have 2 Focus Fire, and then I also have 2 in the Rhythm. And I am the one who knocks back the Emissary, that way we don't have to worry about her at all, keep her out of the fight. But my item level, I believe in this video, is 427, I believe. 424 or 427. Forget which one it is. Might be before or after the belt. But my weapon is a 425 weapon, so it's not like I have an amazing weapon to make my damage even better. And then I also have a neck level of 64. So I'm just shy of getting my last essence, which, by the way, I do have a video out, and I'll put that in the description of this video and every one of my other marksman videos on the essences that you should be looking for, or I will at least be using in Mythic Plus and in Raid. So even if you don't raid, I can still help you out here in Mythic Plus and vice versa. So we've got the boss coming down here, and of course we've got, I think I said raging, I meant that it was bursting, excuse me, as you saw those bursting stacks pop off. Well, I would want to make sure and do as much damage on this guy at first, so we've got, yeah, as long as the bosses aren't tyrannical, right? So this was one of those weeks where the trash had 2 affixes, and then the bosses were also affixed with the tyrannical, so it was kind of a tough push week for our group. But like I said, we are still getting tips, some gear, and it will definitely help our group out in the future. And so I'm bursting pretty good there to begin with, and then I realized like halfway through that I didn't have a hunter's mark on. Oops. And the trinkets that I'm running with right now are the Ashvane trinket, which I have since stopped using and had some really good, my damage has definitely increased after I stopped using it, believe it or not. Maybe I just wasn't using it right, so that might be a problem, a player problem with me. But then I'm also running with the Ink Pod, which is really good in Mythic Plus whenever you have tyrannical bosses, because you can get a lot more stacks up very quickly. So here is I'm also running into an issue. When you saw me using the Ashvane trinket there, I talk about that in my other video with the essences, where I'm actually outranging, so as you can see there, I'm outranging putting stacks on the boss. So that's something that I need to work on if I'm going to be using it, is my positioning, because of course positioning is king. And the major essence that I'm using there, see, look at him. So I'm on the boss right there, and I used the trinket, and it did put a stack on him because I'm too far away. So I did not know that that was an effect that was, you know, kind of a part of it, that you can actually outrange the effect and the ability to put stacks on a target. So that is, like I said, definitely something that we need to look at if you are using it to make sure you're getting the most out of it. But we got the first boss down here. Did, you know, 34.9k. Definitely could have done better, and in future videos I would definitely be doing better. We took a little bit long to kill that, but that's all right. So I'll mount up here on my Swift Zulian Tiger, and we're just going to be carrying this guy across the bridge here, and of course we are going to be heading up to the rats. And the rats, at least, I don't remember if they bursted or not. I'm half the time they do, half the time they don't. We never seem to know anymore. But we'll be moving up here, clearing out this little area, and then heading to the trio bosses. I believe Eudora isn't up this week. I don't remember in this recording. We'll find out here in just a second.
I don't want to pull more with stacks.
So I just want to make sure we get hit by the backhand, because of course always want to do that. So this is kind of a congested pull here. Going to make sure, see if she pulls with, which she does. So we'll knock her back. That way we don't have to worry about her at all.
I can roar it, but
so I need to make sure and interrupt the oarsman. That is always my my goal in the group, is to always interrupt the oarsman, which will be popping up with his ability here in just a second.
Somebody give me a read on the rats here. They're right there.
And here comes those rats. Well, they should be here in just a second. But overall, I've talked about it in one of my videos. Freehold is probably my favorite one. Tol Dagor is also fun, as well as Temple of Sethralis. But I have to say, Freehold is by far my favorite dungeon this expansion. I just love pirates, and I love the theme of it, and I love the flow. Like, even if you get a bad week for your affixes, it's still a fun one to run, even if you don't time it. So we're just moving along here, and we're just going to clear trash until we can get to the second boss, because you want to lust on the second boss as well.
Okay.
I don't remember if we end up lusting on it or not, just because it all depends on if Eudora is there. If Eudora is there, you want to just burst her down as quick as possible, because she hurts, and she hurts a lot.
Did everybody get
sloshed? We got past the first set of rats, so we're going to head to this second set here. And they, as you can see, they did not burst this week. So I want to make sure and use my pocket heal here soon if I'm not. That way I don't die. But I've got faith that Karm's gonna heal me up, and she did pretty well there. So we're just going to continue to clear trash here. And with the essences I'm running with, which is Vision of Perfection, one of my minors, it allows me to use my True Shot quite often. And that's your key to doing better damage in both Raid and in your Mythic Plus runs. Use that thing on cooldown unless you know you're going to need it right away. It's just such a good idea to go ahead and use it. So we've got our drunk buff here, so as soon as everybody's drunk, we can...
It's not really a good one for me to get.
Good one what?
A little rat to get drunk with.
She didn't realize that we could all go to the same one. I think I'm like, isn't that one right there, though?
What do you mean,
there we go. As Glitch says.
Okay.
So we're just going to continue on moving through here, and if you pull up the just die, don't bring it to us. But we just want to make sure and just destroy the tides, just focus them down as quick as possible, and then we will pull this other guy to the other side. Just because he was neutral / friendly just a second ago, but apparently now he wants to join the party. So we get rid of the emissary here. And overall, I thought our damage was pretty good, and this is with me not running with Beam. I almost always run with Beam now in Mythic Plus, just because it's so nice, the focusing iris. I say it in my other video, I slept on it. Like it's an amazing ability, and the miner is good as well. Like the miner gives you a good amount of haste, and I always overlook that as well. So even if you were doing like on a tyrannical boss, it would still be worthwhile, even if you're not beaming everything all the time to get your most effectiveness out of it. And particularly on that pull, I never want to use an aim shot or a rapid fire there, just because it can actually bounce to the boss. I've had that happen a few times where it bounced to the boss and I wiped us because of it. So don't be that hunter that wipes your group. Alright, so looks like we have Raul and Jolly up this week. As we just continue on pulling trash here because we are still sated after all.
Sit down if you will, Carm.
Or it looks like we'll go ahead and, since it is, we don't have Eudora, we're going to go ahead and just pull it here. So I am using all my trinkets, on-use abilities, all that stuff right now. And between Jolly and Raul, we always choose Raul just because he's more annoying. Like Jolly just doesn't really do too much, honestly. So we'll just get some good damage out on both targets. This would be a point where if you were the Boomkin to be doing a lot of dot cleave, just because I can't dot cleave at all, and I can't cleave on 2 targets. I guess I can cleave once when if my double tap was up right at the beginning. Otherwise, I'm not going to be able to do it at all. But we just burst down Raul as quick as possible. And like I said, this fight is so much easier without Eudora because she just does a large amount of damage, and a lot of it is unavoidable. Like her powder shot, she just randomly picks somebody like every 20 seconds or something like that. That number's probably not completely accurate, but it seems like it's like every 20 seconds. And she'll just do like 3/4 your health, and if she's tyrannical, she's just going to hurt even more. So I know like a couple of seasons ago, I was watching people when I was trying to figure out how to get through this dungeon the most effectively. Like people were doing these 18 keys, and she would just she would just one-shot you, even if you did everything right. You had to roll cooldowns just to survive her, which is pretty crazy to think that would be. I guess it is though. It's an 18 key. I'm not going to be doing 18 keys anytime soon. But we got Raul down, no problem. I'm going to move right on to Jolly and make sure that on bosses in particular, I go ahead and reapply my Hunter's Mark. It's definitely worked for Global to do 5% more damage. So the second boss is going down here, and then we're going to make our way to the last boss, actually. So we are going to clear trash and then make our way up to Harlan, because this particular week for Beguiling, there is a Beguiling emissary right in front of the circle to fight the third boss. So we decided to go clear through here, clear this set of trash up just as we're going to get to, head over the bridge, kill the trash up there, get to Harlan, and then go down to the ring of booty and finish off that and the boss. Nice. We hit this one almost 100% for our forces as well, and you can see in our pulls we want to make sure and get that speed buff off, and then just go to town, just absolutely annihilating these ads. Like our damage is pretty good.
Try hard?
As we're trying to figure out if we're going to make it, and we miss this by about 30 seconds. Like we don't miss it by much, maybe a little bit more, but not even more than a minute or two. To where we were confident if we had have got this key again this week, we would have timed it. And I think we talk about it at the end of the recording, that we were kind of bummed because we could have definitely timed it. As we're just going to continue to move forward here in the dungeon.
Where did my go?
Like I said, the keys to doing the most damage, especially as marksman, is you want to spray as much damage as possible. And keep in mind that your double tap will actually act as the trick shot buff, so you can do that without having to use your multi-shot to waste that global cooldown. What I had been doing is I would be trying to get my trick shot, and then I would go and use double tap, which is nice, but the most bang for your buck is going to be to use it to hit with your aim shot or your rapid fire, then to go in with your empowered multi-shot. Because for one, you're going to do more damage, and it saves yourself a global, and you're going to do more damage in that global.
The guys that cast Blind Rage. That focus can be purged off entirely. That fixate.
And I think, too, that the build that we have running right now is good for both single target and AoE. So we're just going to continue to push here and pull more and more trash. And I will see you guys at Harlan.
Can't stun this guy, can you? When he gets low, I'll pull, since it's not too bad. He's not, like, stacking me up too much anyways. We have a problem that I've just noted. Look directly ahead.
Gross!
Do we go around?
I do not have a target.
Okay.
Wait, we can do that?
Oh, yeah.
Acquire a target.
Yeah, around the backside.
Don't mind if I do.
I want to the other guys. Remember, feel free to interrupt anything but the painful motivations. They're not too bad. I mean, they're bad, but they're not like, yeah. They're dangerous, but they're good for us. Anima going up. Looking for a reset. Thank you. Watch out. Alright, coming back. Ha ha. Nerds. Shit. Can I try the middle grab here? You feeling saucy? Yeah. I think the officer I can't reset off of me. So I'd have to fucking book it, basically. I'm okay with this. Oh, I don't know.
Wait, are you worried about being seen through stealth?
Just seen, yeah.
Okay, because I was going to say, this one doesn't see through stealth.
Okay, really. It's... Yeah.
Alright, and we get up here to Harlan. So we've made some pretty good progress as a group, but we want to make sure and do as much damage to him as possible, because he has a pretty nice health pool there. So good thing we saved Lust for him, because we are definitely going to need it. And I've got my Lust pet out, of course. I could use my hammer, which is I got from Leatherworking. It's basically free drums. The only problem is you don't get that extra 5%, which could make or break a fight. So if we have the full treatment, the real deal, we better use it. So our initial burst is pretty good, especially with Necro's burst too. And I could be doing a better job of this. So you just saw me drop my trap there, and you can actually trap the guys. To see, I had it off to the side. I unfortunately wish I could have caught that guy. But if you catch the bomb guys with the frozen trap, they'll actually just sit there, and then explode because their bomb will go off in their hands. So I like to stand back here just because. So let's see if we can catch this guy. There we go. So see, he gets caught in the trap. That way you can pretty much nullify him from the fight because he'll explode here in just a second. I think it's like after 5 or 10 seconds, and he's
What do I
dead.
do with this bomb now?
Oh! But like I said, I stand back here just because it tries to give, especially in heavy melee groups, which we have 2 melee here, including the tank, so it's not heavy. But I'm used to running with heavy melee groups to where I need to save as much room for them up front as possible. And, I mean, we have an amazing range, and I just completely whiffed on that one, but I'll soak the explosion with my Resounding protection. So I'm sure Karm is just loving it that I'm just hanging out back here away from her mastery and her heals. But we are doing some pretty good damage overall. I think we're just above 30k. We still could be doing a lot better, and like I said, with my new build and new trinkets especially, I will be doing better damage. I am running with the pocket-sized computation device as I catch that guy in the frozen trap, and it's doing more damage. Like, I'm feeling so much more damage than the Ash Veins trinket, and that may just be because I wasn't using the Ash Veins trinket correctly. So I do think that that's definitely user error. But if you are using it the same way I am, to where you're just standing as far away as from the boss as possible, or you could be closer, you might check that you're not kind of screwing yourself by not using it and being outranging yourself with your range. So down goes Harlan. Not too bad. We're gonna mount up here, and we see we have 5 minutes and 30 seconds left. It's not going to be enough to get down the Ring of Booty, but we are going to make some good progress. And you'll hear Glitch talking here in just a second how we get this pull, or we get this key again. We'll definitely be able to time it. So I'm looking forward to going back in there in 11 or 12 in the coming weeks, if I don't do this week, and definitely get this time, especially for my radar IO.
This seems dangerous. If the if the emissary wasn't there. Can you stop moving, you piece of garbage scrapper? Whoa, whoa! Oh, I was hoping.
I know what spell I accidentally pulled off my bow.
I was hoping the emissary was not going to be here. She, like, delayed a little. And I was like, oh! Yeah, so I can, like, leave. Okay, circle of leaving because I have to. I appreciate you greatly walking back there with me just in case.
I'm actually kind of bored right now.
All right. So here's how this goes. Yeah. That's what I was gonna say.
Place your bets. We got a new set of competitors. Take it away, Gurthok and Woden. That's your cue, lad.
I have to reset.
Why'd you poke me? Oh, wake up, Woden. We're on.
I won't be able to flee the giant though. Maybe back here. Haha! Oh, don't hit me with that, please, thank you.
Coming to you from parts unknown, the mysterious, the dangerous, the slightly unkempt, the band I do not have a target. Smelly buccaneers, and entering the ring.
Basically, if you're near the entrance and you pull, we wipe. Like, pull? No stop, no hold. Just if entrance.
I'm beginning to think this is not a professional setup. Oh well, grab the pig and you win.
All right, so we're back here in the Ring of Booty, and we of course are trying to catch this stupid thing.
As well, so.
And of course, I didn't get it this time, but nice job, Tips. Got the piggy. Still, my favorite part of any dungeon that I think I've ever been in is this little bit right here. Say the things, say the things. And
See,
just
but
all the
now we
puns like the
know several
totally
things
hurt
about the
you
start.
with Ludwig.
A, there's an emissary. Yeah. B, maybe
So we're doing just a
slow
little
roll the
bit
first
here
pull,
because
and we
as you
gotta
can see on the back side
out the
here, we
emissary,
did not
then do that one.
open the
And
area
then immediately head
to the Ring
right
of Booty
and
to start
not,
out
like,
because, of course,
pull the pad.
there
I
is
know,
that
oh, no
emissary
shit,
which
but,
was
like,
not very
'cause the
easily dealt
emissary is what
with
helped me
early
out.
on.
I
And as you
saw
can
it
see
and I
here
hesitated.
too, we have plenty of
You know, like,
forces,
who
so it
goes
wasn't
for it,
like
not, and
forces
then
were
we
going to
decided
be
go
an
for it
issue
and
either.
fumbled.
So we're just going to take down
So the
the Turtle
flip-flop
Man
and-
here. We've got about 1 minute and 25 seconds, a little bit more than that.
yeah.
We have not died 12 times, and or had the problems at the very beginning. Like we wasted, I think, 8 minutes getting to the first boss. Where
Now,
had we have
Will the
just even
emissary
cleaned
positions,
that up,
like, I
we
get
would
that
be
there's going to
good,
be an emissary
and we would
at
have
each of
timed
those
this key,
spots,
no
but
problem.
will they be different emissaries?
No, it's the same.
So we'll finish off here.
So avoid
Dodge
one's
as many
always
of the
gonna
turtle
go with
shells as
avoid.
possible.
Still
been a while since I've been hit by
I
one.
want another free.
I wonder how much damage they do, because I do my best to make sure I'm not
I
get hit
got
by
a
those.
nine.
Which, you know, as a marksman hunter, you have to minimize how much you move. Having more true shots definitely does help that, though, because when you have true shot up, you like to stand still, but you really can move a lot more because your casts are much faster, at least on your big abilities.
We had some accidents.
So we've got Trothak, the Shark Puncher here, with all his 11 million health of wonderfulness. But our timer is going to end here pretty quickly, and my time with you guys will also end here pretty quickly. But overall, I thought this was a great run, and it's great to see what my guild can do if we're actually applying ourselves and trying to push these keys. Because in our guild, and it's not naysaying by any stretch of the imagination, but we were not doing keys at all as a group, or if we were, they were kind of like your 6, 7s. Where now we were doing, 8s and 9s, and now we're already doing 11s and 12s as a guild group, and so that'll definitely help us in our progression in heroic. Which, as of recording this, which is actually August the 25th, we are 7 of 8 heroic right now, as I want to make sure and not get just waylaid by this boss shark combo. But we've made some great strides as a guild. We're easily taking down Zakul on heroic and making really good progress on Ashara. And in fact, I really do believe that we will kill Ashara this week on heroic, or they should say this coming week, which will be exciting. I'm looking forward to getting another ahead of the curve. I haven't missed ahead of the curve since I started raiding again back in Hellfire Citadel towards the end of the Warlords of Draenor expansion.
I don't intend for him to
but we've got some pretty good damage in our group. More gear is definitely going to help. And I'm hoping that this next week we're actually going to get something good out of the box. I'm really hoping for a weapon out of that Mythic Plus cache. I know I've seen a couple people get 455 weapons out of our guild, and friends, especially my hunter buddies on all my BNet friends. So if you guys want to add me on BNet as well, it's Greeley, Greeley, the number sign, and then 1373. I had to think on that for a second. And definitely be sure to check out all of my streams over on Twitch. It's twitch.tv/Mr. Eggplant as well. That's where I'm going to be streaming a lot of my vintage video games, particularly the Spyro Reignited trilogy. That's going to be coming out soon. Will be what I'm streaming next. And then I'll also be showing off all of my WoW Classic stuff, and then I'll of course put that on YouTube as well. So I hope you guys like this. Definitely consider subscribing to me on here on YouTube, following me on Twitch, and you can subscribe to me now on Twitch as well. And very soon I might have a link to some gear. I do have a couple of Mr. Eggplant shirts made, so I hope you guys enjoyed this. And until my next live stream or video, I'll see you later.